The katana versus the longsword, a subject of debate that I hear a lot among members of the Naraka Bladepoint community. Which one is better and which one is worse? Well, the answer is a bit complicated. Hey everyone, it's OSK, and today we're going to be doing a weapon comparison video between the katana and the longsword, two of the most commonly used melee weapons in the current meta of Naraka Bladepoint. Both of these weapons have very similar strengths and weaknesses. They both have extreme combo potential, they're both very quick on the draw, and both cover your opponent's get-up options very well. So what's the real difference between them? Well, that's what we're here to find out. In today's video, I'll be breaking down the attacks, combos, and soul jades of both the katana and the longsword to find out which is the superior weapon. Now, if you're watching this in the future, please keep in mind that the game is liable to being patched every few weeks or so some of the information might be slightly different than the patch you are playing on. Before we get started, how about commenting down below which weapon you like to use the most and see how the comparison shakes out. But now if you're ready for the weapon analysis, then let's get started. Here we go. For the attacks of the katana and longsword, we're going to focus on both basic attacks and the focus attacks. For the basic attacks, we're going to be looking at the speed of both the horizontal and vertical attacks, the reach of the attacks, and finally the hit stun. Now let's take a look right now. As you can see, the attack speed of the katana and the longsword are virtually identical with a slight edge towards the katana. Even if you don't match the attack speed exactly, even a partially complete attack will clang with your opponent, so it seems the longsword and the katana are about even in attack speed. It should also be mentioned that it seems the closer you are to your target, the sooner you will hit your opponent. For reach, the longsword has a clear advantage as you can see here. The distance away from the target is slightly further for the longsword than for the katana. Finally, for hit stun, I recorded two sessions, one with ping and one with the training bot in free practice. As it was difficult to obtain exact numbers in a reliable way, I won't mention them here, though I can conclude from what I obtained that the longsword has the clear advantage over the katana in this test, both with and without ping from an opponent. Next, we'll look at both of the focus attacks. The focus attacks of the katana are called blink strikes and unleash a flurry of unseen slashes. The katana also has a follow-up strike that will knock down your opponent as well. It is important to note though that both attacks can be countered. For the longsword, the focus attacks are called horizontal and vertical energy. These release a wave of energy that will travel outward and knock down your opponents. At close range, a counter will disarm you, while at long range, the wave will be reflected for less damage and will not disarm you. For focus attacks, for this reason of the counter, the advantage goes to the longsword. For the attacks of the katana and the longsword clearly has more reach than the katana in both examples, making it much safer and more reliable to use when darting in and out of fights. The longsword also has more hit stun off of its basic attacks, making it more useful for combo starters. You may have also noticed by now, but in most cases the longsword also outdamages the katana blow for blow, although the difference isn't that big and I won't be focusing on it in this video. Now before we get into the combo section, if you're enjoying the video so far, how about attacking that like button and smashing that subscribe button so you never miss another Naraka video from me. But now, let's go into the combo section. Starting with the katana has several combos by itself that make it a very oppressive tool to push your advantage. The main katana combos are the Grapple combo, the Saute combo, and the new Juggle combo. That's the name I'm naming it. I don't know what the original name is, but that's what we get from today's video. The Grapple combo is done like this. The Saute combo is done like this and can be repeated up to 4 times, though I wasn't able to replicate that for this video. And finally, the best I can do with the new Juggle combo is done like this, except maybe a bit faster. I still haven't mastered it myself as it's fairly new. The katana also has a great follow-up for after a counter. Now for the longsword. The longsword has one main combo called the toothpick, which can be done like so. It also has a follow-up combo after a counter that is also very reliable to do. Both of these combos are very simple and are very reliable in the actual game with almost no issues unless you or your opponent has very high ping. Overall, out of the two weapons, the katana's combos are much more difficult to land, but they also do much more damage than your typical longsword combos, including the Juggle combo, which is able to deal a full health bar and epic armor's worth of damage with no soul jades. The Longsword, on the other hand, has much more reliable combos that do less damage but are able to be landed much more easily and frequently due to the longer reach and hit stun of the combo starter. This allows the Longsword the advantage in the neutral state, but the Katana takes the advantage in the, well, advantage state. By the way, let me know in the comments if you'd like a video explaining the different states of combat, like neutral and advantage, in the future. For Soul Jades, I won't focus too much on them, but I should still mention them somewhere in here. Each weapon has 4 Soul Jades devoted to them, and we'll go ahead and start here. Both weapons have a Soul Jade that enhances their 3rd focus attack in a 1-2-3 combo with extra effects, and both have a Sap Soul Jade that restores health on a counter strike. Now, starting with the remaining 2 Katana Soul Jades, Composure restores health upon the full sheathing of your weapon after a blink strike. This can be interrupted by dashing out though, and you won't really be using it too much in a real fight. The last special Soul Jade is called Soul Slash, and this extends the 2nd charge of a blink strike to cover a massive area in front of you with massive damage if it hits. Now for the Longsword's special Soul Jades. Whirlwind enhances the uppercut attack and deals extra damage while launching the enemy higher up. In all reality, not very useful due to the lack of hard combos. But now, the last special Soul Jade for the Longsword is called Phoenix Blast, and this adds an extra energy wave to your focus attacks, making it impossible to truly counter and dealing extra damage. Very useful for spacing and covering a get-up option. Between the 2 weapons, the most relevant Soul Jades are the Soul Slash and Phoenix Blast Jades. Both serve an important purpose and add damage to the overall kit of both weapons. Between Soul Slash and Phoenix Blast, it's really hard to say which is better. If I had to put my money down, I would prefer Soul Slash as it comes out faster, the speed is ridiculous, and so is the damage. The only caveat is that this attack can be countered, but if it isn't, you'll be in a huge advantage. So with our final comparison, let's put together what we've learned into one diagram. The attack speed of both the Katana and Longsword are virtually identical, giving each an equal standing in that statistic. The reach of the Longsword is clearly longer than the Katana, which is expected as the Longsword is, well, longer than the Katana. The hit stun of the basic attacks of the Longsword is slightly longer than the Katana, giving it an edge in starting combos and locking down your opponents. For focus attacks, the Longsword again has the edge of the Katana, as the Longsword has longer range and is safer to use in the case of a parry. The Katana has its own strengths in the focus attacks, to be sure, but the edge goes to the Longsword. For combos, both the Katana and Longsword have their own strengths and purposes. While the Katana's combos are much more difficult to land, the damage potential is much greater than the Longsword. On the other hand, the reach and hit stun of the Longsword's primary combo starter makes it much safer and much easier to get a combo off in the first place, making it much more reliable than the Katana. For these reasons, I'm calling this section dead even. For the Soul Jades of the Katana and the Longsword, the edge has to go to the Katana. Soul Slash is among the strongest Soul Jades in the entire game, and it gives the Katana much needed range and extra damage for its focus attack. It does possess the weakness of being easier to counter than the Phoenix Blast Soul Jade of the Longsword, but the upsides are far too great to be overshadowed. The edge goes to the Katana. With all the comparisons done and dusted, the winner of today's weapon analysis is the Longsword. Overall, both weapons have their niche and specific uses. The Katana is a great tool to dart in and out of the action with and is such a great weapon to push your advantage with, but the Longsword is the more reliable option for more circumstances and does a better job of establishing an advantage overall in the current meta. With longer hit stun, longer reach, and safer focus attacks and combos, it is the clear victor in today's analysis. That's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Did you disagree with today's weapon comparison? If so, let me know down in the comments below and let me know why. Of course, a big thanks to Scout yet again for helping with today's video, and also to Tryhard for helping with the thumbnail as well. You can check both of their channels out down below. Also, if you'd like to get involved with the Naraka competitive scene, I do have a link to the Naraka League Discord down in the description below that you should definitely check out. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more Naraka Bladepoint content just like this. But I've got to go, guys. I've been OSK, y'all have a great day, and I will see you all